Hi everyone, I'm Tim. Welcome to today's video. We're at the river today, one of my favorite places to be during the summertime. This water stays cold all year round and you can put a chair out there and relax, but you're gonna want some shade. It gets really hot here on these rock beaches, these gravel bars. So I'm gonna teach you a couple different ways to make your own awning that you can either use in your Jeep Wrangler or your Jeep Gladiator. It works for either one, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to use is the tarp. And I actually prefer more the canvas style tarp material than I do the plastic. It's just more durable. It blocks out a lot more of the sunlight and just more weather resistant too. So I prefer the canvas style tarp. The next thing we're going to use are a couple of these poles that I got off Amazon. They're really neat. They twist and they expand, so you can lift them up to the height that you would like the tarp to be. So I'm gonna put these up pretty high, so I think that looks like a pretty good fit. Once you find out how tall you want them, all you do is lock them down and they'll stay extended. And it is heating up out here really quick, so some shade is gonna be appreciated. All right, so those are pretty close to the same size. All we're gonna need next is some stakes. To go ahead and pre-tie the stakes before I put them up and kind of unravel them a little bit. And these have these eyelets where you can run them around the pole. Now I just do a simple knot, slip knot. This one's ready. And we'll do the same with this one. All right, the next thing we're gonna use are these ratchet clamps. You can use any kind of clamp. I like these because they hold really tight. There's two ways you can do this. You can either go ahead and clip your tent up here to the back of your window. I'm actually gonna do it a different way. You can either clip the tarp up here to the back of your window, or if you have a roof rack, you can clamp it onto the roof rack. Just want to spread the tarp out first. And I'm going to clamp it up here to the roof rack. Like that. I'll do the same with this side. I'm going to take the pole, and it's best to kind of dig down a little bit where you're going to be putting the pole into the gravel. Now if you're on a flat land or dirt, it's a lot easier to do this. This riverbank that's full of rocks makes this more of a challenge. And you're going to take your line and you're going to want to get it tight. Again, the rock kind of makes this hard to do. Then I always put some gravel over the top of that once I get in there to help hold it down. Some of this big river rock. I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Now if you're just putting it in dirt, all you have to do is just, it will sit on top of the ground. But with this river rock, we got to kind of dig in a little bit. All right, at this point, if you want a little bit taller, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten this pole out first. You can adjust the height this way. There, that works out perfect. So now we have an area where we can be back here in the shade, not have to be in the direct sunlight and enjoy the creek. So next we got table and chairs. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is the chairs that I carry in the Wrangler. Again, unlike the Gladiator, there's not a whole lot of space in the Wrangler. Now these chairs I actually also carry in my kayak. If you're going to be out kayak camping, these chairs are really handy for that as well, because they break down, as you can see, really small. And the way they go together is very simple. Each one of these has a slot that it folds into. Just like that. And you just have to stretch this material over it. All right, now we have a chair to relax in. I've also been carrying this table for quite a while. This is a bamboo foldable table. It just opens up. As you can see, it packs down really small. And we have a table. Also enjoy this tailgate table. It has a cutting board that comes out. That's really handy for cooking and fixing things. So there you have it. Now we have a cool spot to hang out. We got a table. Chair's a little off balance. You just have to adjust the rocks to where it sets evenly. Sometimes we'll bring the lawn chairs and we'll sit out in the creek as well. That's a lot of fun when it gets a little bit hotter out. So this is the perfect setup for me for the springtime, summertime, when the weather gets hot. It's very relaxing out here. And this whole setup's very cheap, under $100. You can have this, including the table and chairs, maybe $120, and you can have this whole setup. So very compact. It doesn't take up any room inside the Jeep Wrangler. And that's what I like about it. All right, guys, this was my life before I got my 270-degree awning. This worked fine for me, and your imagination's your limit because this is a smaller tarp. If I had a bigger tarp, you would have a lot more shade. I always just kept this one in the back. I liked it for a lot of different purposes, but for one was providing shade either off the side of the Jeep or the back of the Jeep, and heck, you could buy 4 of these poles and you could do the same thing off the back of the Jeep and make your own 270-degree awning if you wanted to. So use your imagination, have fun with this stuff. Again, I did this for years and I still do it. If I'm in this Jeep, I don't have an awning on it still. I just have it on my Gladiator, and I'm fine coming out and doing it just like this. Still getting to enjoy the river. It's compact. And there's a lot of things you can do down here. You can bring a little barbecue grill. You can make lunch. You can get those inflatable inner tubes or rafts and float out here in the stream and just relax and enjoy the sunshine and your favorite beverage as you're doing it. So everyone stay safe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any value, please like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.